What's up, fellas? Operation Breakpoint Season 2 starts now. Here in the new setup, in the new room. Just give a quick... This is what we got. That's my only light source, besides the lamp. But yeah. I'm just gonna get straight to it and go to bed. You know what we do. Nightly talk before bed. So let's get that going. So, I'm still uncomfortable, still getting used to everything. I've gotten everything I ever wanted with my environment. I'm still not comfortable with it though. I always think back on where I was in January, and that first hit of success, what did it mean to me? And then I think about all the times I slacked. I can't remember all my loses, and I can't remember all my wins. You know? I've come to accept that I need to slow down when slowing down is necessary. I'm very strong-spirited. I don't know if that's a word. Currently. I don't know how to explain it. I expect day one to be a little bumpy, a little, what's another word for awkwardness? I don't know, like asymmetrical, I don't know. It's not gonna be that pleasant. You know, there's not as much privacy where I'm at. And I try my best to give myself that close to space. Considering I don't have a real door to my room. Just curtains. The same old solitude, self-discoveries, and reflecting and finding leads on things I've buried, things that I know about but aren't aware of right now. And then finding ideas to get around with the work, and then the music. hope I can find that comfort in being myself. I don't know. Maybe this is who I am. And there's just different shifts to me. I don't know. I feel maybe that might be correct. But a lot of darkness and a lot of silence as I chose those as my companions. A lot of people get in their heads and they let it corrupt them and consume them. These are my helpers. Because they've always been with me. When I turn off the lights and the darkness just takes over the whole damn room, that's when I'm nothing. And that's when I can be humbled and okay with being nothing. And just sitting in existence that I'm just another object in this room. You know. No need to think, no need to observe, no need to... Nothing. Do nothing. Be nothing. Feel nothing. Just be. Just like that. I'll see you guys in the morning. Oh, God. Rise and shine, fellas. Good Lord. First and foremost is breakfast. I am starving. Let my family know that I'm on another adventure and not to be disturbed. The only reason I'm up at 9:30 right now, my mom wanted me to kill a spider. I get up to kill the spider. Turns out she killed it. I go back to bed. I can't go to bed. Stomach's woken up. Now she's making me breakfast, which is nice of her. But I think I don't know what I want to do yet, but instead of ending at 12 a.m. every freaking day and then immediately starting back up, I think I'm going to start ending at like 11 p.m., 10 p.m. Giving my time to be, rest from everything. That's like my only break for an hour or two. Plus the rest, I don't know. I have a lot more things to say to you guys, and I have a lot more things that I want to discover that I feel like I'm going to within this week. And there is still things that I have to tell you that I've discovered about myself without the OBP, so let's get the day started. I'll figure out what I'm gonna do. And day one, let's go. Alright fellas, I'm here. In a new car. The truck is no longer with us. Yeah, I'm still mourning that. But this is what I mean by no privacy. I have a lot I have to talk about. I have so much I needed to say. Whether people hear it or not, this is my way of feeling. And I'm dealing with a lot. I'd say, one, I don't know, I get comfortable here. I've wanted to, be so distant from family this entire year, and I finally have that. I'm in an area where rain is more common. I got surrounded by mountains now, and my environment is everything I dreamed of. And being away from family, that's a little more refreshing. I'm not saying that I hate my entire family, but I've always craved that kind of distance. And for me, growing up, keeping that distance and respecting that distance and checking in every once in a while was how I kept and how I saw relationships stay strong. I've noticed that even in the earlier years, or like the last couple years, that people that are your family and that end up sticking around and end up getting a little bit closer to you could end up being more harmful than good. And I'm not like, I miss my family. I miss my dad. I miss my brother. I miss my grandma. My grandma was one of the biggest supports I had when I was struggling back in the current town I was in, the old town I was in. And those are like the only three that have my respect and that I miss, that I care about. But there's no guilt, there's no shame for me keeping that distance, and they wouldn't want me to have that guilt or shame, or I don't know what I'm talking about. I don't know what I'm saying. The discovery that I found, and this is not the discovery that I found at the end of Operation Breakpoint the first time, but one that I found recently. And I'm a sensitive person. Growing up,
everyone around me perceive being sensitive as a bad thing. They confuse sensitivity, a sensitive person, with an insecure person. Finding the true definition of what a sensitive person is and their nature of being sensitive is. They can be a great person. They can be a bad person. But being sensitive does not mean you're insecure. It just means you take hits harder than other people. Even so, that isn't that bad. And it doesn't mean they're offended. It doesn't mean they're insecure. They just feel it more. You know, you can say something to a sensitive person and it not be true, but it still hurts them because that's just who they are, you know. And that's who I am. You know, I get a lot of criticism. I get a lot of people trying to try to get me to second guess myself and try to manipulate me, and that's why it was so easily for me to get manipulated, be the people pleaser and all that. And I didn't know within this entire journey I was killing that part of myself that was sensitive, realizing that I couldn't kill that part of myself because that's who I was. And that's just who I am, and that's why I deal with so much paranoia about my privacy, because I'm worried about what other people are saying, and I'm worried about what other people might think. When even then I worry, and there's that other side of me that knows they don't care. I shouldn't care either. And if they were to say something, would it be true? Would it be factual? Would they just be trying to be mean? You know how to deal with that. Why are you worried about it? You know? Is there a part of me that still craves that negative attention so I could possibly fuel off of it? So I can go through another phase of trying to second guess myself and learning how to make that part of the learning process, or realize or be aware of that process, to not do it anymore? I don't know. These are possibilities, but I did find, and I have unsurfaced, that yes, I'm a sensitive person. I am not ashamed of it anymore. People will try to manipulate. People will try to make me second guess myself. People will try to insult me, and while it will hurt, that doesn't mean it is true, you know. Because I'm a sensitive person, I have found the root of why I have so much emotional intelligence, how I can feel for others when I could help them. And it's when I see someone in pain that is right in front of me, sometimes it's my sister, my mom, I can kind of feel what they are feeling, and I can give them the best wisdom and the best knowledge that I can give, and lift them up, motivate them, give them a different perspective of what they saw. There's a part of me that tries to do that for myself, but there's also a part of me that wish someone could do that for me. And I kind of have faced reality that yes, I could find someone like that, but that is very unlikely. I am a person that's not like everybody else. I know I'm very unique, and I don't say that from arrogance. I don't say that to put people below me. I don't say that to think that I'm better than everyone. I just know that I'm genuinely unique, and people look at me odd because they don't know how to read me. They don't know how to comprehend how I can say such things in such a unique way at such a young age. You know, I know my potential. I know all of it. I have little messages here and there telling me you're already there, and on the other side of those messages are telling me that you're almost there. And I don't know what to believe, but I've learned to stop chasing the right answer and let it come to me. You know? There's some other things that have happened in the recent days that I would love to give my my thoughts on. I will say that for a different video, but I don't know. I was speaking about darkness last night, and I should make it known that if you choose darkness as your companion, there is such thing as too much darkness. If you stay in the darkness for too long, at least for me, sadness becomes too powerful. With too much sadness, the heart becomes full of it and doesn't have room for other emotions to regulate, and you will become depressed. You need to have a balance between dark and light. Use darkness to find your discoveries, but use light to, balance it out, you know, reflect on those thoughts, think about them, what do they mean, question them, and just make sure you get sunlight as well. Too much darkness is very bad for your health, for your mental health. And if you do choose darkness as your companion, you gotta have the other one, which is light. Sunlight preferred. Because too much darkness will drive you insane. But if you get that sunlight at least once a day, you can have both and live in harmony. You just gotta have a balance between dark and light, and you can't always be nothing, but I still have desires. I miss my truck. That truck was very, very, very special to me, because it's the reason why it's the reason why I'm mainly here right now, and it's the main reason why I have changed. It is the reason why I've kept that ambition to kill my old self to become something greater. I made my best songs in that car. I made my best. I had my frustrations and struggles. I let out my pain and suffering in that truck. I have processed things in that truck, and it's gone. And that was just another object that I had so much feelings for. And I think that truck is always going to be a part of me. It's always going to be somewhere in my head. Because it did so much for me. It was a space for me. It was a place for where I could be with my silence. And I'm going to miss it. And now I have to sit in something like my mom's car to get to talk to you guys in a soundproof area. But my main struggles right now is limited privacy, and I'm processing building confidence in my environment so I can continue what I started and continue to build and continue to grow as a person, as a being, as life, as a human form. And I've also been told I've passed many tests. I've been ready. I'm not scared nor excited. I don't know. I don't really try to expect what's going to happen anymore. Maybe I've fully embraced unknown. I don't know. I can't even think about trying to expect what's going to happen unless it's absolutely necessary, because it's just exhausting even talking about it. And it's crazy that there was a time for years that's all I would think about was what's going to happen next. Who's gonna stab me in the back next? Who's gonna betray me? I still live a life without enemies. And I still live a life where if there is an enemy out there, it is me. And I have to come to make a peace with that. So there isn't enemies. Perhaps I needed a lot to talk about because I haven't done these in a while. I've been just bottling a lot of stuff. I still feel like I have rage that I need to let out. And that was another thing. The first couple weeks I had a lot of emotion, especially rage, and I was at the same time grieving my truck because I could not have that spot to let out the anger, frustration. So I had no choice to bottle it up, but I knew that if I bottle it up, it was only going to be worse when it explodes. I got a little bit of it out just to regulate myself, but I still feel like I have some rage that needs to come out. My other goal is being me, being who I am. And I know when I can be myself, when I can be goofy and not worry about it, or when I can be just like this in a normal tone voice and not worry about anything. Some things that I have hardwired in my mentality is just not to apologize when you don't need to. And I still find a lot of people that really start to strongly apologize for something so harmless. And the only ever response that I give to all these people is, don't apologize, you did nothing wrong. And that's something I would like to spread to a lot of you. A lot of you apologize for nothing, for not doing anything wrong. And I know why, because I was that person. And it's because everything you did as a child was a mistake. Everything you did pissed somebody off. Your parents were probably very strict. That doesn't mean you have to apologize for everything you did. That's not on you. And parents can mess up in those early years. They're parents. It's the first time they were ever parents. I have the greatest relationships with my mom and my dad because they come to understand who I am and my nature, and they know how to handle me now. They know how to calm me down. They know how to find solutions particularly for me. You know, I was not an easy kid to raise. I know that. And they weren't perfect. But then again, it does not excuse their actions, the way they respond. But learning and being aware that they tried their best, I have forgiven them. And I let that be that. And now my mom and my dad are my best friends. And I care about them. I love them. I try to check in with both of them as much as I can. I try to protect my mom as much as I can, knowing what she's been through. And so, if you apologize for a lot of the things that you do, you know, just it's not, there's, especially when it's harmless, there's no need to apologize. You did nothing wrong. And if you're worried about reaching out to someone, being a burden, and then being upset because you reached out, that's another thing that I've went through as well. And you know, if you were really being a burden to them, I think they would tell you. And if they don't, then I wouldn't really worry about it. You know, if you can sense that energy of them being a burden to you, or like you thinking they're a burden, if you can genuinely feel like, oh my god, I'm bothering these people, just ask them. That's the straightforward answer that I would give. Just ask them. And they could lie, but I think they would respect you just reaching out and being like, hey man, am I bothering you? You know, and just work it out. You should never apologize for reaching out to someone, especially when you need it. You know? I don't know, I feel like there's a lot of different scenarios to that kind of question, that kind of scenario. Just a lot of ranting, just a lot of things that I need to get off my chest. I love you guys, and I feel like I need to be here. I need to do this. I need to get back on track. I need to get back to work. I need to continue to grow. So this was a good talk. I needed to get this out. What's next? I have a song that I'm currently writing lyrics on that is in the works. I'm not going to say too much, but I would like to get that done, and then maybe enjoy some nature, get some air, maybe go to the park, walk the dog, be with my sister, and just, you know, hang out. Give you the views of the mountains, whatever. And yeah, that's probably on my list next. So, let's go. Clouds coming in. I don't think this one's gonna last. It said it's thunderstorms and everything and whatever. I don't know if I'm gonna be. I think. Okay. I think today should just be letting everything that's been on my mind out. Something that I want to check back on you guys is just let you know is that as the day progresses is even if I get a little bit stuff done, there's still not much I can do right now. I work from home, you know, and if I need income, I just gotta work around the premises of my area and get some hours but you know, the pay is terrible, so it could take weeks before I can even do what I want to do. The things I wanted to get done today though was the song that I was telling you about earlier, and I think that's it. That and just getting everything out that I wanted to talk about. That's it. I think day one is just going to be me ranting, catching up, and letting everything out. It's just going to be a full day of just therapy for me. You know. Other than that, there's not much I can do right now. I'm in debt right now with Google. I still haven't paid them back because I can't. But I think that's going to be my other goal, is working my ass off, getting cheated out of pay, but taking what I can get, which is bullshit. I do not want to do that. And that's just my main struggle right now. I'm not getting fairly paid right now, and that's just my big struggle right now. But if I can get past that, I could end up pursuing what I really want to do and just not need these people. So I think I'm just gonna have to get past it in order to do what I want to do. That's something I've struggled with a lot in my old town. But I'm gonna get it done, and that's basically it. I'm just gonna be therapy today, get that one project done, and just try to work throughout the week this week. Yeah, that's it. I got my rain, I tell you, man. I got my rain, I got my mountains, I got my clouds, I got everything that I wanted. And that's it. That's it. I try to enjoy it. Be in nature. That's my main goal. That's the biggest goal out of all of them, is just getting the debt paid off and then saving up money so I can promote Rock Bottom. That is my main reason I am delaying it, is because I don't have the money. In fact, I'm in debt to promote Rock Bottom. So once I get out of debt and I start building up some money to promote it, you guys won't be hearing a release date anytime soon, and that could take weeks, that could take months, but I am going to make sure that it happens as soon as possible. You know, I'm in a new area, it's very quiet, it's very odd, there is room for opportunity. There is room for business. There is room for side hustle. And people are willing to pay. So, I got to think of some ways to do work around here or to get a little side job. But it will get done. Man, damn, this rain's coming in, man.
Ooh.
I didn't bring a jacket out here. I'm gonna get soaked when I get out of the car, but that's what I gotta do. I'll see you guys at the next update.
Alright, fellas, it's me. I'm here. I'm a little energetic. Been drinking Pepsi and slacking all day. Matter of fact, last update was around 2 p.m. Now it's 9 o'clock. I don't know. I had no motivation today. I was so easily distracted by the distractions around me. I wanted to go out in nature. I couldn't go out to nature because the storms came in. And then I wanted to do music, but nothing was really coming to me. So I stopped that. I just been gaming, drinking Pepsi, sodas, and just getting unhealthy as hell. And just being total bomb, right? And then just... So, I did promise on this week that I would live stream. Now, that's still a possibility. I could still do that. I think I am. I think I'm going to live stream some gaming on Twitch. I don't know. I might do a live stream soon, but right now, I got myself some chili, and I'm gonna have some dinner, and then I'm probably just gonna lay back. But tomorrow, just to remind you, this is what I gotta do. This is the ultimate plan. I need hours. I need money. I need to pay off debt. Once the debt is paid off, then we can start the process of continuing the teasers for Rock Bottom, because that's where I'm at right now. I delayed and postponed, whatever you want to call it, Rock Bottom, because I just didn't have the funding, basically, to promote it, and I don't want this stuff to just go unnoticed anymore. So that's why I decided just to delay it. Pay off the debt, build up money for promoting, and then we go from there. So I told my mom, if you got anything for me to do, I'm gonna do it. I know it's bullshit pay, and I know I'm getting screwed out the ass, but I'll do it. Whatever, any hours I can get, I'll do it. So that's where I'm at. Oh yes, I'm gonna continue with the week as much as I can. But today was just not it, and that's something I guess I need to build back up, is the discipline. Even with the first week, the first season, whatever you want to call it, of OBP, I had days where I didn't want to do it, and I still went through with it. And discipline was stronger then, but right now I've been slacking ever since I've gotten here, and my discipline is just kind of weakened. And when your discipline weakens like mine has, your mind starts to be the one running everything, and that needs to be regulated. That needs to be fixed. That needs to you know, be rewired once again. And I can say all these things like I'm saying positive work, positive talking, saying you need to do something. If you don't do it, what's the point of even saying it? So going in tomorrow, discipline. Anything my mom has for me to do, I'm gonna do it. I need those hours. I want this. The music, I can easily knock that out. It's one song. I can easily knock that out if I really wanted to in like an hour. So getting the music done today, anything that my mom can give me to do tomorrow, I'm gonna do it. And that's basically it. I just need to work, and update, and conversate, keep you guys updated. That's where I'm at right now. I know the lighting sucks, I know. But anyway, before my food gets cold, I just want to update you guys. I apologize for the big gap. But yeah, I did not do anything today, and I don't have any excuse. I slacked today. My mind is kind of running the show right now, and that needs to be regulated, and it will be regulated tomorrow. Thank you guys for sticking with it. Starting season 2 off pretty roughly, but we're gonna get back on track very, very soon. Stay tuned. I love you guys. See ya.